According to my training log, on the 17th of February 2020, my maximum pull-up number in a set was 9. I managed to increase that number to 19 on 25th of November in the same year. During these 4 weeks, a pandemic hit the world and we were forced to stay at home, which prevented me from going to the gym at the school. Due to other different conditions, I was able to train pull-ups only for 15 weeks. In other words, I increased my pull-up numbers from 9 to 19 in 15 weeks. In this video, I'm going to share 2 approaches that made this progress possible. The first one is Armstrong Block program. I used this method for 4 weeks until the pandemic lockdown. In 4 weeks, I went from 9 reps to 13, increasing 1 rep per week. I see a great potential in this program, especially for intermediate level. I would not recommend this routine to beginners because we train pull-ups 5 days a week, which means too little time to recover for beginners. Before I explain the routine, we need to clarify some terms that we will use. Maximum effort sets and training sets. Maximum effort sets are the sets that you max out your pull-ups. Training sets are the sets that will be determined by the first and fourth day of the program. Reps in the training sets differs from person to person. Let's have a look at the whole program and we'll talk about training sets again. On the first day, you go all in for 5 sets, maxing out your pull-ups. Between these sets, you take a 9-second rest. On the second day, you do pyramid sets. This method is explained better by example. So let's say you begin. Firstly, you do 1 pull-up and take a 10-second rest. Then you do 2 pull-ups and take a 20-second rest. After that, you do 3 pull-ups and take a 30-second rest. You continue to increase your reps in each set by 1. Then for each pull-up you do, you rest for 10 seconds. You proceed like this until you miss a set. Missing a set means that after you do 4 pull-ups and take a 40-second rest, you go for 5, but you can only do 3. Do not be sad. I've been there. Do 1 last set at maximum effort. Rest 10 seconds for each repetition in the previous set. On the third day, we have training sets. If you could manage to do 10 pull-ups when maxing out in the first set of the first day, then your training set should have 1 or 2 reps at most. You have 9 training sets. The first 3 sets are done with an overhand grip regular pull-up. Next 3 sets are done in the form of a close grip chin-up. And the last 3 sets consist of wide pull-ups. For the rest, you chill out for 60 seconds between training sets. On the fourth day, you do maximum number of training sets with overhand grip pull-ups and take a 60-second rest in between. That means, in our case of 10 maximum, you do 1 or 2 pull-ups in a set, take a 60-second rest and continue doing training sets until you miss a set. On this day, you can be sure if your training set repetitions are correct for you. If you complete 3rd day in the first week with ease, try increasing your reps on 4th day, and you'll know that your repetitions of training sets ought to be higher if you can do more than 9 sets on 4th day. If you complete the 3rd day but can't do more than 9 sets on 4th day, that will ensure that you're on the right path when it comes to training sets. On the 5th day, reflect on what you have been through so far and decide which day made you feel like the weakest human in the planet. Then repeat that day. Do the same exact things and get stronger mentally. In addition to pulling routines, Armstrong pull-up program comes with a 3 maximum effort push-up sets for each day. You should do them at least 3 or 4 hours before pulling sessions, if possible. But I didn't do them because I already had a pushing routine at the time, so do what works the best for you. This second method is from Linux, but after some time I need to modify that program. I'll put a link in the description for you to watch from the man, but I also explain the original and modified method. In the original method, the program is made up of 22 days, consisting of 5 cycles with 4 days. We have another 2 days, but more of that later. In these 4-day cycles, we constantly max out our pull-ups. The logic behind this method is first killing your muscles by maxing out, and then building up some pull-up volume and conditioning the synergic muscles such as brachialis and forearm muscles in general. Each cycle is identical as structure, but as we progress, we change our repetitions. First day of each cycle is a testing day, and the other 3 are non-testing days. On a testing day, after we warm up, we max out our pull-ups and rest for 2 minutes. Then we do a 5-minute M reps set of pull-ups. M rep stands for as many reps as possible, which means you will do as many pull-ups as you can in 5 minutes. You can rest as needed during the M rep. The important part is that you need to write down your pull-up numbers. Firstly, your max, and secondly and totally, your maximum numbers plus your M rep number. The first max number will determine how many reps you should grind in the following 3 days. We will need that total number later. So let's say your maximum pull-up number is 10, and in M rep you did 15. That means your first max is 10 and your total max is 25. On the non-testing days, the way you do the reps is like M rep method, but you should not go to muscle failure though. This is really important for your recovery. Give a 10 to 20 second rest when you feel you ain't gonna do the rep. On the second day, you do chin-ups twice as many as your first max, which is 20 in our example. Then you give a 2-minute rest. Lastly, you do 40% more pull-ups than your first maximum. That number is 14 in our example. On the third day, which is our second non-test day, you do commando pull-ups twice as many as your first max. Again, 20. You give a 2-minute rest. And then you do 50% more pull-ups than your first max, which is 15 now. On the fourth day, the last day of the first cycle, you condition your forearms. The logic is the more you can stay on the bar, the more pull-ups you can do. Which is legit, because you can actually rest while holding on the bar. So you hold and stay on the bar as long as you can. Imagine you are holding there and waiting for a firefighter to save you from falling into flames. And take note of that time that you hang. You will add up to that number too. At least 5 seconds in each cycle. After your 2-minute rest, you do 60% more pull-ups than your first max. The following day after this would be the first day of your second cycle, which is a testing day. You will max out again and do the M rep. Your non-testing day repetitions will be redetermined by your new first max. After all of the cycles are done, you have 2 final testing days. Days on which you will witness the benefits. On the first final test day, you take your first total maximum number, which is 25 in our example, and try to do that 25 pull-ups in 5 minutes. You can rest as you wish. On the second final testing day, you max out your pull-ups. In my honest opinion, if you can do more than 10 pull-ups in the first maxing out, you will see that you can do at least 1.3 times more pull-ups if you put in the work, eat well and rest well. Earthly Next talks about doubling your max, but if you're intermediate, I think it's not really possible to double your pull-ups in 22 days. Though it can happen if you are moving from beginner level to intermediate. Again, I should say that I do not recommend any of the methods I talk about in this video to complete beginners. This routine helped me to get from 13 to 17. After that, I added some weights and repeated it. In the modified version, I maxed out once per week in the same way. On the second day, I changed commando with closed pull-ups and added wall slides, which is a great exercise to condition the often neglected back muscles. On the third day, I did chin-ups twice as many as my max and 50% more pull-ups than my max. On the fourth day, I did my dead hangs by added wall slides again before 60% more pull-ups than my max. On the fifth day, Gandalf came out and told me to do twice as many chin-ups and 40% more pull-ups than my max. And on the sixth day, I did closed pull-ups twice as many again and did 50% more pull-ups. As you can see, it's a busy program, 6 days a week with lots of pulling work. I did this method also with weights. It was 4 kilograms on my ankles, and it took me from 17 to 19. I don't recommend doing this routine for a long time. Its tension builds up and may cause some stiffness in biceps. I stretch my bicep for 20 seconds of 4 sets. Don't forget to stretch the back too. So if you made it this far watching, I think you can stick to all of these routines with ease. The next video will be about the GTG method. GTG stands for Greasing the Groove. It's from a Russian man by the name of Pavel Satsulin. I hope I pronounced that right. We actually introduced the kettlebell training to USA, but he is very knowledgeable about bodyweight training too. Anyway, I'll see you in that video. Until then, take good care of yourselves.